Tyler, when he was first diagnosed with a tic disorder, he began having his Tourette's syndrome, signs of it back 2-3 years ago. We started to see some things, vocal tics, some motion, different things happening. Couldn't quite figure out what was going on. We went to go see your standard neurologist, pediatric neurologist, and basically he was given a tic disorder diagnosis, put him on medication, and we had been going that course of action for about 2 years. We weren't seeing any real improvements.
When working with kids with autism and other neurodevelopmental disorders, a lot of times their experience with other providers is that there isn't much of an experience. They may have answered questions and the provider is trying to diagnose based on those questions that they've answered. I've had people come in where their child was never formally diagnosed because they were considered borderline for all of the disorders. So when I work with the children, my goal is to sit down with the parents and find out how the disorder has affected their lives and what their goals are for their family and for their children.
Dr. Dana, when we first met her, took an approach with Tyler that no other doctor had done with us. She sent him through some rigorous testings, very simple testings that when we would watch Tyler do things, she would explain to us why he was doing the things he was doing. His sense of balance was off, his eye-hand coordination was off, and to see Tyler go through these testings was very interesting, and it helped to explain a lot for us, and he was very comfortable. She does a lot with the interactive metronome and the computer with him, we've seen great strides for Tyler in using that.
With all that information, truly formulate a program that is specific to the child and what the child's needs are. So we may use anything from different colors of light in order to change the frequency of firing of the brain. We may use different exercises to help integrate balance and coordination and just help the brain communicate better. We may use biofeedback, home exercises. We may look at nutritional aspects, whether through food sensitivity testing or just general changes within the child's nutrition.
After we were done, Tyler made the comment, he said, "Why has no one else given me these tests before?" And to have that come from, a 9-year-old to ask why, it was, we knew we were on the right path. My husband and I have learned a lot about how everything all functions. Dr. Dana has explained to us she's been very thorough. When we began to see Dr. Dana last March, Tyler couldn't have basically a conversation without bursting into tics, whether physical or, in his verbal skills. And from the first appointment since we saw Dr. Dana, she put a calm on him, which it was a big deal, and he has great functioning. His emotional status is a big difference. He's, happy, he's enjoying being out there, and it was very nice for us to see him get back to himself.